think we're live, Chris.
We're live?
I think so.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first ever live, well, technically the second, I guess, really. We had an impromptu Grupetto podcast after a race one evening when we were all in the office, but this is the first ever live three-way with Jess Baranka.
Hello.
And then Cameron Jeffers.
Hi.
Like a rose between two thorns.
I thought we did a live one last week, Chris.
Yeah.
No, that was pre-recorded.
No.
Wait, I have the evidence to back it up.
Must never be spoken about.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't a Grupetto podcast, though. That was just a live event. It was all. It's not. You can't call it the Grupetto unless all three of us are involved. That's the rules.
Is that the definition?
Yeah. So how is everybody? It's clear that although I'm in the middle of you two are split by what?
Yes.
6 inches.
Less probably.
Less. We're both trying to get close to the mic, so we might end up kissing
Yeah.
in a minute.
Jesper's better. Jesper sounds a lot clearer on that mic than you do.
Maybe because I'm closer to it. Wait.
Is Jesper hogging it?
Yeah, I don't want to get
Jesper's
too
hogging.
Well, you can see it on my side. Imagine everyone listening to the audio after this going, what the hell is going on?
To be fair, Cam, you've had a lot of limelight for the past week, so give it to
You've
Jesper.
just done an interview as well, so.
Do you want to discuss that?
You're gonna have to wait for the show to go live.
All right. Well, don't be promoting that show. So who knows what show that is? Don't mention it. Don't mention it. So how has the week been post nationals? Have you been? I don't know. You got any letters from the Queen or Brailsford been on the phone?
I've got an appointment down at Buckingham Palace on the 7th.
Oh yeah. What's that for?
What was that?
I'm joking. No, yeah, how's light? It's pretty standard, really, mate. I've done a couple of interviews, but since then, yeah, just been back into the swing of things, training, focusing on the road season now. Zwift is almost done and dusted. I'm gonna do a couple more races just so I can get in the, just so I can flex the outfit, you know.
Yeah, you've got the new jersey. I saw in your vlog that that Zwift have dropped the new. Oh, hello. Do you know what I thought that was? I thought it was someone in a gorilla suit in the background.
Yeah, so no, just honestly back to normal, man. Just using training again, focusing on the road stuff, and yeah.
Wicked.
Sorry,
so that's
I can't
it then.
Be more extravagant. I've not been whisked off to America or anything.
In the Zwift world, you are the name that everyone's talking about at the minute, but in the road world, no one really gives a about you, do they?
Well, Chris,
You're just a first cat rider.
Are you even first cat? You're elite, aren't you?
Is he elite? No, he's not elite.
Yeah, I'm elite, mate.
So maybe just to take the whole thing.
What the fuck?
What, did you not want to hear Nathan there?
Bring it. Look, what we're watching here is this highlights of the.
No, I just put it on. So we're talking about the e-racing nationals, Cam.
Yeah, man.
Tom. It's quite easy for you.
They went head to head.
It was quite easy for me. What do you mean?
Nah.
As in the race as a whole?
Well, as in they had 4 people and all you had to do was just beat them all individually.
Yeah.
Because they didn't ride together.
By doing this, they were just attacking me the whole race, but by doing this, they're just burning matches. There's double draft was enabled, so this means that it was twice as easy to sit in the wheels. So yeah, when Bibby was attacking, like here, he was attacking, look, -1%, he's attacking on a downhill. It's like kind of pointless. In the real world situation, like this would be putting hurt on me because he'd be off the front. He's got a 2-second gap. We'd have to properly chase. You know, you're not really in the draft there, but because the way Zwift works and because the way the game works, it was actually very, very easy to bring him back. And as you can see, like, you know, he's at 177 beats per minute, so he's pushing on. And 190. Well, I mean, I'm at 190, but.
Have you seen Chris?
I thought we're giving a little bit of a running commentary of the last UK.
I'm joking, Cam. It's just that we've just made a couple of videos
Chris is
talking about it also.
Watch these videos for the last 3 hours. I'm trying to dissect stuff that's coming to the channel, but
how did it look from your point of view, Chris?
Your ass looked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look fresh.
I mean, from a viewer's perspective, how do you think it went down?
In the audience, I think it was. Well, let's talk. Jesper, you sent us some information via our WhatsApp group
Yes.
about the viewing figures for BT Sport. Like being in the audience there, I thought it was a really good show, and it looked like it went off without a hitch. Probably the best streamed thing that we've seen on Zwift so far. But like, if you look at the viewing figures on BT Sport, and then you compare them to like a random stream from Cameron Jeffers, just a Tuesday night, a Friday night race, whatever. The numbers are crazy, aren't they?
So they're not for that specific week. Tim found these numbers in the BT Sport viewing figures. They're from the week prior to it. But if you compare the watch time, the average watch time per person, which by the way, the average person only stays around for about 2 seconds when they hit the channel, is not only less than a Cameron Jeffers live stream, it's also less than a Chris Pritchard video. So despite it being glorified, less like 4,000 minutes watch time or 6,000 minutes watch time is nothing.
So what you're saying is we are better than BT Sport, and you pay a lot less to watch us. That's what you're saying, right?
Depends on if you donate to you or not.
Well, yeah. And by the way, I need to say that I did the stage 1 of the Tour of Utopia yesterday, and I still need to go and get my. I forgot you left the Norwegian language on, so I rewatched it. And someone said, "Well, what was the comment? Make sure you go and get a sausage roll after this, big lad." And the woman in Norwegian was saying it was hilarious. So yeah. But it's crazy that you like you say, Jesper. I put it on a bit of a pedestal, the whole TV thing, because TV is still huge. No matter which way you cut it, TV is still huge. But the viewing figures you can get on a Cam Jeffers vlog or a Cam Jeffers live stream can blow those viewing figures into the water. So why are people wasting time and money advertising on TV when the chances are that the viewer is watching it either on demand or replay, and they're just skipping straight through the ads?
Societal norms, tradition.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I think the whole like watch time, audience retention figures are so high from someone like me because like I've built this audience up, and they've this audience is on this journey with me, like this journey to the Zwift Nationals with me, so they kind of feel personally invested in it. So probably going to stick around if things aren't that interesting. Whereas your average viewer that tunes into BT Sport, maybe they haven't seen Zwift racing before, and they watch it for a couple of seconds and then flick back onto the football. They haven't got that personal connection to any of the athletes.
So when an advertiser is looking to, right, I've got 10 grand here, where shall I put it? Shall I put it into a random advert that goes out in between the Zwift the Zwift Nationals, or shall I give it to Cameron Jeffers, who has got a dedicated fan base who are willing to basically do whatever he says? It's crazy that they're willing to waste all that money on an ad in the middle of any TV program nowadays, when you could put it into a vlog or a live stream for you guys or us.
And I mean, like, I think
it's crazy.
I feel like I should say that we do get offers, we do get requests to do ads and stuff, and they're just stuff I don't believe in. Like the companies that I work with, the people that I promote and sponsor me and stuff, they're companies that I genuinely like feel like my viewers will gain something from. For example, Wahoo, they've helped me out through the whole of this Wahoo process, and the whole of this Zwift, the build up to the Zwift Nationals. So I'm gonna support those guys, but yeah, I think it's just that old school cycling mentality. There's a lot of other industries where online advertisements, Facebook ads, investing in influencers. The beauty industry, for example, like hair and makeup. That's quite big on that front. But cycling's just quite tradition. It's quite an old school mentality where if you've got a cycling company, you'll pay $2,000 to have an advertisement in the back of Cycling Weekly, and I think companies just don't know any. Well, maybe they do know different, but they don't know the impact of advertising online and taking an influencer on board or whatever.
I guess the good thing about doing that, sorry, Jesper, is the fact that, and this is Jesper's, this is all Jesper seems to do, is look at the analytics. You can see exactly how long someone spent watching, when they've been watching, where they've been watching, what they've been watching from. And it doesn't get any more targeted than that. It's crazy that there is a lot of money in it, but there needs to be kind of more money in it. Do you know what I mean?
If you have that information, Chris, not everyone wants to listen to it. Even though you present them with the information, say, look, this is what's happening. They'll still say, nope, this is how I grew up, this is how it's going to be. But I do have a sound clip, thanks to Nils Heldens, that I think kind of encapsulates everything so far from this year. So
2019 is going to be the year of start.
thanks to Nils Heldens for sending that video in. And if you have any other videos you want to put into the Grupetto podcast, send me a DM and I will set it up. I do have 2 more left here in the bag.
Well, shall we discuss those good choices? Do you feel like you've made good choices?
Yeah, I do. You know, speaking of this whole sort of sponsorship and investing in influencers and everything, you know, if I was doing this for money, then I wouldn't be sat here right now. Like, you do it because you're passionate about, you know, I'm passionate about racing my bike and passionate about working towards the Zwift Nationals. Like, if you're motivated by money, then I wouldn't be sat here right now because, you know, I'm still waiting for it.
I'm about to say maybe the reason you're sat here on my channel is because you do want the money.
Yeah, well, if I was rich, I'd be on Keemstar's channel, wouldn't I?
Getting drama, yeah. Maybe that's what you should have done. Maybe we need to cause some more drama within the.
Well, the
biggest
event
I've
ever,
seen
Chris, on
enough.
Zwift was still vegan cyclist versus Cam Jeffers. That is still, if you look across all analytics, that one event caused the biggest effect on all YouTube channels.
Which is crazy when you think about it, because that was just you, Tim, Cam, vegan, just going, let's hype it. Let's just hype it and hype it and hype it. And it just, yeah, you're right. That's pretty impressive. So what other news is going on? Let's try and get away from this whole Zwift thing. I love you, Cam, but there must be more in life going on than.
We can end that on this note. We've got this one.
Okay, let's let him have it.
Oh, that's it. That was it. Did not even get up to the podium. That's it. Technical difficulties.
Well done, Cam.
2 pieces of news from the road racing. There's the Armstrong piece that came out that mainstream media seemed to pick up, that Armstrong got paid, was it 1.5 million euros or whatever, Australian dollars to go to Tour Down Under?
Literally, you know, pocket change to that man. And who cares? Why would you not? Right, he's doped to the eyeballs. There's no denying that, right? But what he has done and no one can deny it, what he's done for cycling, no one else could have done. No one else could have done. Froome could have done it, Wiggins could have done it, no one could have done it. So I'm not condoning his behaviour, but why would they not pay that much money to get someone in there to generate more cycling? And if it's brought more cycling to that area, who gives a monkeys?
It happens all the time as well, man. It happens in cyclocross, you know. It's just all these post-tour crits, you know, you get your appearance fees and everything. It's standard practice. I don't know why it's been made into such a big thing.
This is because it's the first official time it's been made public. Like, everyone knows it's going on, but this is the first time that, due to the statute of limitation of how long you have to keep some sort of information, they were now able to share this. But, like, do not think for 1 second that Chris Froome and Geraint Thomas did the Tour of Britain because they wanted to. They did it because there was a lot of money if they showed up in Wales, in London, wherever else they went. Barrow and Furnace.
Is it? No doubt. Is it something also to do with it, the fact that because in the contract it said it didn't stipulate anything about cheating, that they couldn't get the money back off of him? Was that another part of the story as well? So
they were trying to get the money back, I think, and then because he technically did what was asked for him, he delivered the deliverables.
Yeah.
There's nothing else, and they ultimately made more money. If you read the article, it says that the growth that year was up 22% because of him being there. So there's no difference. I mean, what's the fuss?
Why is the fuss?
Second piece was today in Dwastor of Vlaanderen. You definitely didn't see it, Chris, because you were busy doing voiceover. But the men's race was stuck because of the women's race, not the other way around.
Oh right. All of a sudden.
But it was because a woman had gone down. She crashed badly. The ambulance attended her, but it was on the same course that they do a lap on. And
should have ridden round her.
Well, they didn't.
Like everyone said in the comments. Well, the men should have stopped and let them ride past. last time it happened. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And everyone was going up on one, but yeah. Well,
But yeah.
hopefully she's all right though. Yeah.
No, I think she's fine. Matthew Van Der Poel
Good.
won the stage, but if you can, look up the video, because when they had to restart the race, we can see if this has ever happened to you, but when they had to restart the race, they had to give the breakaway 2 minutes, but they also had to set up the peloton. But that's almost an impossible task to do, to set up a fixed environment in racing. Has that ever happened to you?
Actually, it happened on last Sunday.
Really?
We were riding down, racing around a circuit, and it was quite a small country lane, and there was a tractor with a slurry tanker on the back of it, which just took up like the whole road. So the organisers, or the commissaire, just stopped the race. Obviously stopped the breakaway, and then we caught the breakaway, and then when we restarted, they had to they set the breakaway off, and then had a stopwatch, gave them the time gap, and then we set off again. So yeah, I mean it works, doesn't it?
It's only fair. Yeah,
pretty standard.
I think that is pretty standard. What's happening in the chat? Because we're live, we have a chat as well. So
Dennis said EPO is great for his grandma. So
I bet it is. It has a place.
You got one person, Chris, who was like, Brent Yellard said, Chris had a good race yesterday. You guys should talk about that. The Tour of Watopia race.
Is it that time already?
If you
Join
ever
us
want
next
to
week.
see a man
Join us next
throw
week
a tantrum larger than
Grupetto.
Jesper Anker, go find Tour of Watopia Stage 1. From the 10-minute mark, Chris Pritchard did nothing but cry.
Even my uncle was watching your stream yesterday, Chris, and he texted me saying, Chris is such a crybaby.
Yeah, I am. I wanted to enter it because I wanted a bit of fun. I wanted a nice, calm environment. And what did I get? I got Japanese hitters on the front, smashing it to bits, pulling it apart, and just spoiling the race spoiling the ride for everybody else. Because that's all it is. It's just a ride.
Is it not a race?
No, it's not a race. It's a sportive. It's a Grand Fondo. Here he is.
Let's see if we can find angry Chris Pritchard.
Who is he angry at?
Himself.
I was just angry in general.
At this point, he's dead, as you can hear. He's breathing, and he gets spat. He gets sent 10 quid by Will Baker.
Thanks, Will.
But at this
Appreciate
point,
that.
Just,
I was in a world of pain.
This is where he's like, freewheeling. What the hell? Why is it not working? He gets another 5 quid from Will Baker.
Did Will?
Rider.
We're all waiting for Chris Pritchard.
I know it wasn't a full-on sprint, but that little effort there. Cheers, well. Appreciate that, man.
Listen to the woman. Where is she? Wait for it.
I love you. Cheers, I appreciate that.
Get yourself a Greg's vegan sausage roll for after Big Lad.
What?
Yes.
Get yourself a sausage roll, big lad.
I think we had Norwegian on Cam's stream as well, but then Cam wanted British one back, so Brexit means
No,
Brexit.
I like it. I like it.
Wait,
I never get to hear it.
The oh yeah sound effect. That's you.
Yeah, that comes and goes quickly, doesn't it? When someone leaves like a big long donation and it's some Norwegian lady reading it out, it's quite hard to...
I love it. It's quite a sexy voice as well.
Which one? The UK or the Norwegian one?
The Norwegian one.
We should try a different one. Should try German, French.
No, I like the Norwegian. Leave it. So yeah, yesterday was. I don't know whether I was having a bad day or if that's what those rides are like, but there didn't seem to be much fun in it. When I go into a race, I know I'm going into a race, but this felt more like a bit of a sportive. So just go at your own pace and see what you can do. But someone had a good idea of letting everyone go, and then when you become the last man, then just go at your own pace and see how many places you can actually pick up. So I might do that on stage 2, just to do something different, because I'm not chasing. Right, Cam.
Yo.
The guy. This was a 30k race.
Yeah.
The guy who won it was 43 minutes ahead of me.
In a 30K race?
I finished the race in 45 minutes. So do the math.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, he finished it in 1 minute 26. 1 minute 20 something.
I mean,
What?
Talent.
At a power to weight ratio of 1.9 watts a kilo.
Aero. He's just aero.
He's just this big, and he can put out serious watts.
This is where it is, Chris. This is you coming over the line, and if you're listening to the audio, I highly recommend heading over to Chris's YouTube channel, finding the Turbotopia Stage 1, because as he crosses over the line, you will see the leaderboards, and there's a guy who somehow cheated the game. Watch this.
I mean, I shouldn't be annoyed at people cheating the game, but Jay Shao. Can you go back? Go back. Oh, where is it?
It's you. I cannot control you.
Oh, go back. Where's the start? You can go back in the video and just pause it.
Okay.
There, pause that. What?
Okay.
But 1 minute 26. Watts 133. Power to weight 1.9.
You know what? Everyone came down the start line and went left. I think he just went right, which is much cleverer, much smarter than the rest.
Yeah, and just finished.
But the guy who finished second, Tim, has a great story. He's one of the top 10 ranked racers on Zwift Power. And I'm not going to say his full name because it's just a bit offensive, but it's hilarious. So look him up on Zwift Power. It's good.
What's the story? Can we hear the story or not?
It was like he was a flyer off the front and Tim decided to follow him down. And then when Tim looked him up on Zwift Power, he saw his full name. And he was like, what? I guess this is the Grupetto. Fuck it. His full name is like I swearing I fuck Farone. I think his name is.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Brilliant. Chris still believing there is an easy Zwift ride in 2019. Oh, Chris believing there is a Zwift ride in 2019 that is easy. I don't want it to be easy. I just don't want it to rip my bollocks off. I just want to have a bit of. I want to get to my zone and just stay there.
Well, you're at 57 TSS yesterday. That's nothing.
But that doesn't. I remember you saying that, but that doesn't tell the whole story, does it? That doesn't tell the whole story.
Cam is the elite, or Cat 1 as Chris calls you, Cat 1 racer. What's your opinion on the matter?
It just sounds to me like you're making a whole lot of excuses. I switched off 5 minutes ago.
Listen, right. Chris Hoyce on the start line, Sydney Olympics, year 2000, smashes out a 1 minute kilo. Sorry, Chris, your TSS is only 14. You're going to have to do another 20 of those. Nah, bro. Don't work like that.
Tim says the issue is that you have it on 100% trainer difficulty. Is that the case?
I did have it on 100% gradient. Yeah, 100%, whatever it is.
Have you thought about not doing 100%?
Well, no, because I've got my kicker climb. I want to make use of the equipment that I've been given to me, and not having it on 100%, it won't work. So I wanted to experience the gradients, and because it wasn't too hilly, I thought I'll enjoy some climbing experiences on the kicker climb. But according to everybody else, there's no difference. It doesn't matter.
This is the hill that he chooses to die on every time. Trainer difficulty setting in Zwift. It's cheating.
It is.
What?
It's not cheating. No, sorry. It's not cheating, but it's not the same. I was out riding today on the road. Today, and I went up this little incline, and it was at that moment that I was like, well, if I was on Zwift, I could just turn this into a 0 incline.
No, the power, but your power's still the same. To keep up with the other guys, your power's still the same. It's just you're in a different gear and cadence.
I'm not saying it's not.
Well,
because you are in.
It sounds like you're just whinging here, Chris.
Because you are in a different gear and you're at a different cadence, you're using a different system within those muscles. Your muscles are working slightly differently. Yeah. So you fatigue them more. You get out of the saddle more because you're going up a hill.
Learn to play the game.
Coming from the national champion of the game.
The fuck does he know?
In London last week, Chris, everyone, the standard was 50%. Like, everyone was on 50%.
Yeah.
And Zwift, I mean, I just kept it on that because I don't really know too much about it, but Zwift gave everyone the option to change the difficulty to whatever percentage they wanted to. So if it made a difference, they wouldn't allow you to do that.
It does make a difference.
It doesn't.
No, it does.
Why could I change it at the biggest UK Zwift event of the year?
Well, first of all, they don't have a clue about racing. But second of all, Chris, explain your point.
My point is.
Yes, he is.
You started this, Tim. You go up a climb. You go at 60 cadence, and you're in the saddle. You're driving this big gear. Strength work, not speed, strength. So you're working a different muscle system. Your muscles are working slightly differently. Then you get out the saddle to relieve yourself. Oh, look at this. I'm using all this energy up here now. I'm using my body. I'm using all this. I'm wasting energy.
That's your choice.
It's not my choice if I'm outside going up a real hill, though, is it?
No,
Everyone's going up the same
because that's the
fucking
real
hill.
world. Zwift isn't.
Zwift isn't real.
But why have that fucking incline in there in the first place?
Fucking game.
If you're not going to use those inclines to change the dynamic of a race, why bother having them in there?
Can we just settle
Just
this
have
with
a
an arm
flat
wrestle?
race.
Can we just settle this with
Let's
an arm
go.
wrestle?
Let's go.
You have to go the other way.
Wait.
No. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's a tight fought battle. Yeah, I think the illusion is off. Anyway, Chris.
Listen, let me just finish here. If you can adjust it, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. That is the game. The game is the game. What I'm saying is that everyone should be on the same only because, like you say, shut the fuck up. It changes the dynamic of what a hill becomes. And the same with going downhill. When you're going downhill and you've worked so hard getting up the hill, you want to be able to use that as a bit of a respite. And if someone goes on the attack, what?
Before you take arguments you cannot win, you should always think about this.
2019 is going to be the year of smart choices.
Exactly. Listen to me, boy.
But I'm right.
You're never going to win that argument. I mean, you've got previous UK national champion Kim Little saying, is it cheating if you use a mountain bike with a 50T on the rear? Is that cheating?
No, I'm not saying. No. I'm not saying it's cheating.
You are.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it's different, and either set the same standard for everybody, or don't. That's what I'm saying.
I can't even complain about it. Oh, it's too good.
It's people. It's you have yours on 100. You have yours on 0. You're both racing a different course. You're racing a different course. That's it.
Who wins?
Well, if it's me, probably me, because I'm sprinting towards the end. Both have that.
Before we move on to the Tour Series, this will be Chris the next time he walks into the CyclingHub office.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to welcome to the scene of some serious debauchery last night.
Yeah, Tim knows it.
There you go.
Tim knows it.
Next up, Cam, is what? That the Tour Series now? That all this Zwift stuff is over?
Yeah, I mean, has the Tour Series been announced yet?
I guess it's happening. Over
Teams in the Tour Series, have they been announced yet?
Well.
Oh, it sounds like they have now.
Well, I think Cam is riding it.
Cam, what are you doing in May, Cam?
It's too late to take it back now. We're live. We may as well run with it.
Oh, let's fucking balls deep. Yeah, Tour Series is next. Actually, next up for me is the start of the UK Elite Series, which is Klondike GP, and then we go to Rutland Sickle Classic UCI, which is the first UCI race of the year, and then after that, yeah, we're jumping into the Tour Series.
Are you going to be using 100% resistance outside or 50%?
I'm going to trial it a little bit. I'm going to do a bit
of testing. So you know when you're going up that hill at Durham?
Yeah.
You're going to wish that you put your trainer setting at 100 so you realise what a climb is like. Excuse me, do you mind just bulldozing this climb and putting it flat? I'll still ride at 400 watts, I just want it flat.
That's the difference between real life and a game, Chris.
Oh.
Why have them in there? Why waste people's time producing a gradient?
Why race up? Why have power-ups? Why have a Tron bike?
Because it's a game. But you're on a road.
Listen, if we had a decent budget, I would press a button and flames would fly off the top of my head.
If we had a budget.
Yeah. I'm looking at my board right now. I do not have flames on top of Cam's head as a button yet. But tune back next Wednesday when we will definitely have flames on Cam's head.
Yeah.
So what they need to do on the next update of Zwift is get rid of that little thing in the corner that tells you what percentage the gradient is then.
What?
Right, can we just
Well,
move
you
on
don't-
from
we
Zwift?
don't need
can
it.
we just move on from Zwift?
Try, but me and Chris. I'm sorry. It's too easy
You
to
start.
trigger. Too
You
easy.
brought it back to the trainer difficulty. So
Too
yeah,
easy.
tour series. Do you know the tracks? Do you know the courses you're going to or not?
Yes,
maybe
but
we shouldn't.
They haven't been
Yeah,
announced.
maybe we shouldn't announce
yeah.
that.
I'm sure there's something.
No, the announcement is in April at some point.
All right, then let's have a guess. Let's have a guess.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
All right, there we go.
Round
So what we
one's
got?
gonna be in Redditch.
Flat.
Round two's in Motherwell.
I think that's flat
up
too.
in Scotland, and then Aberdeen, also in Scotland. Then it's Durham, and then Birkenhead. And I think there is a couple more that haven't been announced yet. But yeah, so Birkenhead's my local one. I mean, I don't like to say that I'm from the Wirral, but it's probably the closest one to me. So yeah, man, it should be good. I've never done the Tour series before. I've done some of the elite crit series, which is basically the same riders, the same sort of format, just 1 hour smash fest around a city on an evening. So yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's really looking forward to it. It's a huge opportunity for the team to be in.
Massive. Are they doing every round? It's not like you're a wildcard team, is it? You're an actual
No.
team.
We're a proper team. So
yeah. Hey, that'll be interesting. How do you think that? Do you think the Tour series is like I've said it for the past few years? I don't watch it anymore, or at least I've not watched it. I'm going to watch it this year because I'm heavily involved. But like the interest for me started to go when they changed the whole rules about you needed 4 riders to finish the race, and they weren't allowed laps out and things like that. And it just got. They just seem to be revamping it for no apparent reason. I think they found a decent structure to it, and then they changed it.
I think they're trying to. I think it's just a case of innovating. They're trying to make things. They're trying to change things up. They don't want to have the same thing year in year out. Sometimes those things work, and sometimes they don't.
Sorry, I've got the comments on. One of the comments is, "I feel so honoured to listen to this podcast done by grown adult people."
He's not wrong. Chris, so I've been doing a lot more running recently, which means I've been listening to more podcasts because we don't do these frequently enough because I listen to them back to improve. But holy shit, there's so many bad cycling podcasts out there. Like,
name them.
Nope.
Well, first of all, the cycling podcast. I know the head producer of it. I'm good friends with him. The accents are so thick you could probably cut them. I do not understand a word.
Hey, kid, how to doing? They're right. I know.
Huh?
No. To be fair, Jesper's English is better than mine.
Yeah, same. He comes out with some big words. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Hey, magician. But no, like there's some podcasts out there that are just like either audio quality, like what they're talking. Like after Armstrong, I honestly believe this is up there, which is the reason why we should do this more, boys.
Wow, leave a comment below. Let us know if you think that this is as good, if not just a tiny bit not as good as Lance Armstrong's podcast.
If we want to compete with Lance, man, we need to get a big van and spend lots of money on it.
What do you think we're doing for the Tour series?
Listen, I'm also willing to dope myself to the eyeballs in the name of sport and popularity on.
You know how you did Peter Sagan training for 24 hours? How about you do that for 24 hours instead?
Lance, train like Lance for 24 hours. I'm still on the bike 6 hours a day. What are you doing? Jimmy Mike says Redditch and Motherwell ain't flat. So sorry, Cam.
That's good for Cam.
I don't know what they're like. I don't know. No, flat races are. He's only used to flat races. He has his training difficulty at 0.
Oh, we're back.
Burn, burn. Ooh, ooh, hot. Ooh, ooh, hot. Sorry, Cam. He's got no response to that. He's got no response because boom, I win. Champion. Anyway, I think we need to wrap this podcast up here because I have got real life family activities to get involved in.
What are you doing tonight, Chris?
My children are currently running riot in the house alone. They're not really.
I've got
They're not
children.
If you want to take them, Cam. If you want to take them. My name's Cam. I've got no responsibilities.
Yeah, they have to look after you, you muppet.
I'm sorry.
You should ask Milo about his opinion on trainer difficulty and see what he says.
Do you know what he'd say? He'd say, Dad, whatever you think is right, you know your stuff.
Yeah, but he's also the same kid that was more excited about a 5-year balloon than the actual bike you gave him.
Shout out to Guido in the chat saying Chris is really striking me as a person I would like to strike. Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry, Guido. At least I can pronounce your name properly.
Say Gus again.
What?
Say. Do you remember when you did the
Goose.
myth on the weight?
It's
and you were
Goose.
like, "Whoosh,
It's Goose."
booming." It was the worst.
It's G-U-U-S. Goose. It's Goose. It's Goose Bauman.
Well, do you want to round off the podcast so you can go see your kids?
No, let Cam, because I feel like I've upset Cam today. Sorry, Cam. I don't mean to
You can
upset
actually
you.
let me do this.
2019 is going to be the year of smart choices.
Are you going to let me end the podcast? This is well exciting. Guys, thank you for watching episode...
No, I'm not. Anyway, everybody, thank you for... Go on, Cam. You end it. You've got more views and subscribers. You end it. You've got more viewers and subscribers than I have.
Guys, thank you for watching episode 23 of the Grupetto podcast. If you enjoyed it, drop us a like. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And
wait, before you go, is your T-shirt still up for sale or not?
No,
we
it's
need
not.
at least. Oh,
Gone.
you can still get merch. You can still get merch though.
Nope.
No more merch.
It's limited edition. When it's gone, it's gone. You know, this is the
My
whole
apologies.
thing. It was
See, I wanted
a
to give you
special edition for the nationals.
promo.
A few guys got it. Now it's gone. It's never going to be seen again.
Wow.
That's how I roll.
Player.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed it. Drop us a like. Subscribe to Chris' channel. He needs some subscribers, and we'll see you in the next one, which is probably in like 2 months' time.
What went on in this room must never be spoken about.